Welcome! Today, we are diving right into a seriously fascinating psychological profile. It's one that a lot of us encounter every single day in our classrooms, lecture halls, and even our own homes. Yet, honestly, it is so often completely misunderstood. We're talking about the M-type brain, specifically the multi-potentialite woman. Now, for all of you modern educators and mentors out there, recognizing this type of mind isn't just about checking a box for students' support. No, it's really about realizing that these incredibly dynamic individuals are literally vital engines for societal progress. They aren't behavioral problems that need to be fixed or managed.
Okay, let's look at how we're going to break this down today. First, we'll be defining the M-type brain. Second, looking at the psychology of nonconformity. Third, the origins of multidimensional thinking. Fourth, navigating social and career pressures. And finally, number 5, actionable strategies for empowerment. Let's get right to it.
Starting with Section 1, defining the M-type brain, and moving beyond the single focus. It's absolutely essential to establish what this actually means in an educational context before we try to figure out how to cultivate it.
So what exactly is an M-type brain? Well, the M stands for multi-potentialite. Think of it as a mind packed with multi-dimensional potential and talent, driven by extremely diverse, ever-changing interests, and just this boundless, insatiable curiosity. You know the type. You might see a woman completely absorbed in complex science on Monday, but by Wednesday, her focus is pivoted entirely to music. By Friday, she's deep into historical research, and over the weekend, she's obsessing over advanced cooking techniques. And the kicker? She is highly proficient in all of them. Her brain is permanently wired to soak up new things. It's really like a sponge for knowledge.
And to back this up, we can look at some incredible psychology research from the University of Wisconsin. This really grounds the concept for us. They found that having multiple, diverse interests strongly correlates with significantly higher levels of creativity and problem-solving abilities. So this constant shifting of focus, it's not a weakness at all. It's actually a profound, extraordinary asset. These women have an unparalleled ability to look at a single topic from multiple, deeply informed angles. It's a real game changer.
Moving on to Section 2, the psychology of nonconformity and the societal conflict. Let's put on our social psychologist hats for a second and examine the real friction between these dynamic minds and traditional societal expectations.
Now, there is a massive disconnect between perception and reality here. Because society often demands a single laser focus, people completely mislabel this boundless curiosity. They brand these women as arrogant, unfocused, restless, confused, or even distant. But actually, the psychological reality is the total opposite. What society perceives as distant is really just a deep need for independent exploration. They just love spending time alone with their thoughts. And what society calls unfocused, that's actually a deeply curious, creative mind constantly asking why and how, refusing to just blindly accept things at face value.
As the quote says, society has created a rigid mold for women, and anyone who doesn't fit into that mold is often judged as wrong. It's a heavy, heavy burden to carry. Just imagine it. A woman skips out on the usual group gossip or a social gathering just because she's totally captivated by a new hobby or simply lost in her own thoughts. She breaks that expected mold, and what happens? She faces harsh judgment. It is so vital that we empathize with this struggle of nonconformity.
Which brings us to Section 3, origins of multi-dimensional thinking, how it develops. Grasping these psychological and developmental roots is absolutely crucial for any academic counselors, teachers, or mentors trying to guide these unique minds. So how exactly does an M-type brain develop? Well, it's this fascinating mix of nature and nurture. First off, there is often an innate neurological wiring. They're literally born with this multidimensional thinking style. But upbringing, that plays a massive role. Giving a young girl the absolute freedom to read widely, to express herself, and to constantly ask questions, that directly wires her brain for diverse thinking, right from childhood. Add to that a boundless childhood curiosity that simply won't settle for just one answer, a fierce independent streak that pushes against the norm, and this soaring self-confidence that lets them chase their passions no matter what society says. And as these origins take root, they blossom into some incredible core strengths. We are talking about individuals who are incredibly intelligent and wise, fiercely independent, and just phenomenal, highly creative problem solvers. Because their minds are always firing on all cylinders, they can seamlessly connect dots from totally unrelated fields to find unique solutions that a narrow specialist would totally miss. They're strong-willed, deeply honest, mostly because they just refuse to put on an act to fit in, and they are practically immune to boredom. There's always something new to learn. Remember, these aren't just quirky personality traits, they are genuinely extraordinary qualities.
All right, Section 4, navigating social and career pressures, the lived experience. Because as educators, we don't just observe the cognitive side of things, right? We see the real-world impact of these traits on our students' friendships, their romantic relationships, and of course, their career trajectories.
Just focus on one thing. Wow, this simple phrase represents such a profoundly painful reality for the M-type woman. It's this constant, heavy pressure from family members, well-meaning friends, and even partners, essentially demanding that they abandon their diverse passions just to appear more normal or stable. But listen, telling a multipotentialite to drop her hobbies and just focus on one thing, that is basically asking her to give up her entire identity.
Let's break down this dynamic a bit more. On one side, you have this immense pressure. Partners demanding singular focus, the struggle to find friends who get them, and society viewing them as lost or confused. But here's the reality check. An M-type brain physically requires time for all of its interests. They aren't confused at all. They actually know exactly what they want. They want it all, and they overcome this friction by simply refusing to compromise. For example, a multi-potentialite might actively blend her love for environmental science with graphic design, creating a totally unique career in climate communications. By embracing everything she loves, she builds a very distinct, lasting path, whether that's in the arts, science, education, or business.
It really makes you think. If everyone thinks exactly the same way and walks the exact same line, how will the world ever move forward? We have got to formally reframe how we see their nonconformity. Their divergent thinking isn't a glitch in the system. It is the exact mechanism that fuels fresh ideas, innovative problem solving, and genuine human progress. This diversity of thought is literally our greatest strength.
And that brings us to our final part, Section 5, Strategies for Empowerment, focusing on actionable interventions. How can modern educators, parents, and these women themselves actively protect and empower the M-type mind in a world that constantly demands conformity?
Well, this gives us a fantastic practical roadmap that you can pass directly on to your students or mentees. Number 1, it starts with radical self-acceptance, accepting yourself as perfect, knowing you don't need to fit a mold. Number 2, aggressively making time for all your diverse interests because they make you who you are. Number 3, connecting with understanding people who actually value multidimensional thinking. Number 4, setting firm boundaries against anyone pressuring you to conform. Number 5, recognizing your varied interests as an absolute superpower. And finally, number 6, managing your time with a concrete plan so you can fuel every single one of those passions.
For those of us leading classrooms and academic institutions, here is the ultimate educator's mandate. Do not try to change her. Consider her diverse interests her greatest attribute, not a weakness. It is a massive mistake to pressure a multi-potentialite student to drop her passions just to become normal. Sure, normal might be a little easier to manage on paper, but it guarantees she will never be truly fulfilled. We absolutely must support this rare psychological gift rather than trying to suppress it.
Which leaves us with one provocative, truly vital question to ponder. How can we adapt our classrooms and workplaces to not just tolerate, but actively harness the immense power of the multi-potentialite mind? It's a challenge to every single one of us. Thank you so much. I really hope you leave today with a fresh perspective, totally eager to champion the beautifully complex M-type brains in your own lives and institutions.